Hey everybody. I would like to embark on a musical adventure with you that's sort of COVID friendly. Unfortunately, in this time, it is not a good idea to get together and to be in close proximity to one another, and especially to sing with one another. It's actually one of the worst things that you can do. So I have hopefully crafted a creative solution that everyone can participate in. You know, a lot of churches have gone the route, and a lot of schools and things have gone the route of the virtual choir, where you have everybody record their own part via video and submit it. I'd like to try something a little bit different that can be more inclusive of everyone in the congregation, and that can sort of embrace this sort of technological solutions that we've needed to create in order to survive as both a species and a church through this. And so what I want to do with y'all is I want to have you send me samples of either your voice, an instrument you have lying around the house, or like just random sounds that you find around the house. They're called Foleys in the audio world, sounds that aren't musical but that are just sounds. So let me show you a little bit of this loop I've created. So what you see is my screen here. It is a digital audio workstation. This one is Ableton Live. It's the one that I can use. And this is how everybody creates those virtual choirs, and it's essentially how you record any type of music. This one is particularly good at doing sample-based music and doing purely electronic music. Let me play for you this loop right here. This again is all sounds that I've recorded around my house during this time. So that's just something I made with a few sounds. The first of which is this percussion-y sound. It's called the box. It sounds like this. It's my daughter Claire and I actually made this together. Ableton actually sent out sort of a challenge at the beginning of COVID to find something and create an instrument, and this is the instrument we created together. You can tell Claire helped me make it because it's all pink and it's got a bunch of tape on it. There's a bunch of different ways you can hit it, and there's a bunch of different ways you can use this strappy thing to make a bunch of different sounds. So I recorded as many as I could, kind of threw them in an instrument rack, and then made a beat with it. The next is these chords here. This sort of represents the other technique that I would use to make a lot of what I want to do with sounds that you hopefully send me. The first of which is this. It's called Claire Pad because it's just Claire singing a single note. And I put it in this instrument down here, right there. It's called Sampler. This one's called Sampler. Here's the original note. And then this instrument allows you to play it on your keyboard. So my keyboard's over here. My camera's not really flexible. It's sitting up on a stand, so you can't see it, but this is me playing her voice on the keyboard. I think that's pretty cool. Another kind of interesting one. This is a cappuccino maker that we have upstairs. This is the milk steamer part of it. And I took it and I made some chords out of that using kind of the same processes. And then did the same thing with two more things for the melody down here. It sounds like this. This is my studio light here, which is right there. So I can't show it to you because it's actually illuminating my face in this dark dungeon of a basement studio I have right now. I have lights, but they're not installed. Unfortunately, we've had to kind of delay stuff due to COVID. This part of the melody is... as you can see, it's labeled ocarina. It's this. My nephew gave it to me for my birthday. I just play a note, hold it as long as possible, put it through this simpler down here, sampler. And then this one is the same process through sampler, and it's called piano because it's just one note recorded from the piano over there. and then it allows me to play it my piano on my keyboard, which sounds kind of weird, but it gives it a different sort of sound. So I used it as a bass sound. So the whole thing together comes like this. Okay, so let me show you just a little bit of like things that maybe give you some ideas. Here, this is the sound of a book being, sorry, I got a little close to the microphone there. Going like that with a book, only it was bigger. Sounds like this. That I would use for more percussion effect. Here is me recording an ah. So in order to get this to sound good on that sampler device, or get it to sound good sampling in the computer, I've got to run it through a little pitch correction here, which is right here. So as you maybe you can hear, maybe you can't, it fixed the beginning of this note and then it holds the note more steady as it goes along. And no matter how good your voice is, how many years you've had training, I'm going to have to do something similar to that. And then also, if you don't feel comfortable like singing in choir, you don't think your voice is good, I can do things to it to make it sound good. And I would love to have as many different voices as I can. Pick your favorite vowel, a, e, o, u, and just sing a note, hold it for as long as you can. I can correct it, pitch correct it. Your voice doesn't need correction, the sound of it, but in order to make it fit with everything else in here. And you don't have to necessarily sing a certain note. I can figure out what note you're singing. If you're singing in between notes, I can correct that too. So please just send me the sound of your voice. I would love to have as many different voices as possible, and I would love for it to be people that aren't necessarily involved in choir. And I would love to have people that are involved in choir too. Like, I would love to have everybody, no matter what you think your voice sounds like. I'm going to run it through something, and then we can make sort of a choir of Heartland sampled voices. I think that would be great. Another route that you can go is, this one I did, I'll show you what that one sounds like. My voice. Oh, you gotta arm the track. That's me playing myself on my keyboard. A little kind of strange. Here's another way you can go. This is I have this bottle here, and I just blew into it like this. And again, had to run some pitch correction on it and make it so that it tuned with our equal temperament tuning system. And then one thing I would do with it is process it. So I took some stuff out of it and added some stuff to it to make it kind of sound a little bit more pristine, a little less noisy. And then here's the result of that. Again, gotta arm the track. If you're listening on headphones, or not on headphones, but on laptop speakers or phone speaker, you may not have been able to hear that because it was played pretty low. I think I'm going to turn that one into a bass sound. So what I would like you to do is just get your phone, get your laptop, record some sounds. If you send it to me with video, I'm just going to separate it from the video and put it in there. But if that's the only way you can figure out how to do it, great. This program actually does video stuff as well as audio stuff, much better at the audio than the video, but does some stuff like that. So ideas are, you can have like a wind chime, or if your house makes a fantastic noise, or if you notice that a note happens when you ding your favorite fork or something like that. I don't know, just like be listening to the sounds around you and then find one that's interesting and send it to me. Also, I would love to have as many people singing a single note for as long as possible. And the other thing I would like to add to this is, if you have some words that you find particularly hopeful or inspiring in this time, be it from poets, be it from yourself. The The only thing I ask is that you make sure that if the work is copyrighted, we can't use that. So poets that have been dead for 100 years, fair game, like Edgar Allan Poe. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe I should read more. Or if you want to write something, contribute something, I just ask that it be kind of short, maybe a couple lines, a short stanza, something like that. So we're not getting overwhelmed with lyrics to use. And then the other thing I would ask is that you get it to me in a couple weeks. Hopefully this is going out in the email blast, which would be tomorrow, May 29th. So just 2 weeks from today, which would be June 12th. Get your sounds to me by then so I can start working on them and creating sort of like a soundscape, musical expression of our houses and the noises around us when we're separated, but can come together to make one beautiful musical statement. I hope you find this kind of as exciting as I do. I'm really looking forward to seeing like what things people submit. One of the things about collaborating with people and stuff like this is you never know what they're gonna send you. You never know like you never know what somebody else's creativity is gonna bring to the table. So I'm like really looking forward to collaborating with you. And again, doesn't have to be amazing audio quality, doesn't have to be something that's profound or whatever. Just please contribute something. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.